I'm glad to announce that as a result, President Erdogan has agreed to forward the accession protocol for Sweden to the Grand National Assembly as soon as possible.
Elbette İsveç'in NATO'ya katılım protokollerini onaylayacak merci, milli iradenin temsilcisi olan Türkiye Büyük Millet Meclisi.
This is the announcement NATO members were waiting for. Finally, a green light for Sweden to join the military alliance. This development potentially put an end to a saga that has dragged on for over a year.
This Turkish decision will have much larger geopolitical consequences than Turkish-Swedish relationship or Turkish-American relationship.
But why did it take Turkey so long to allow Sweden into the bloc?
There were some security issues and security threats Turkey wanted to be met before approving Sweden's NATO bid.
What does the Turkey and Sweden deal mean for the NATO alliance?
The accession of these two countries to NATO, the Baltic Sea has already become a NATO lake. Many people have come to this conclusion. So it's going to be extremely difficult for Russia to navigate its naval forces in the Baltic Sea.
For some context, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is a defensive military alliance that came up after World War II. It was designed to counter Soviet Union's expansion. It has currently 31 members who vowed to come to the defense of a fellow member when attacked. Turkey joined NATO in 1952 to ensure its own security during the Cold War.
So first of all, when we think about Turkey's contribution to NATO, we should firstly remind everyone about the French President Emmanuel Macron, who recently stated that NATO was brain dead and that NATO was obsolete, and that France pushed forward for a European army and tried to have an independent European security structure from the United States of America. So since the Ukrainian invasion, I think there's no one in Europe who still believes that Europe can establish its own security and defense mechanism without NATO.
As a member, Turkey has played a key role in the alliance as it enjoys strategic advantages over its NATO counterparts, as well as significant industrial and military assets.
Inside NATO, it is Turkey who has the second strongest military forces in terms of numbers, and Turkey is, after the United States of America, maybe the most active military force inside NATO. Turkey contributes to NATO military operations and to NATO missions more than most of the NATO states. Turkey is present in Kosovo. Turkey was present in Afghanistan. Turkey even played a major important role in Afghanistan. And the Turkish defense industry, as well as the Turkish defense system in general, has been a major supporter of Ukraine. We should not forget that.
Turkey had in the past played a very critical role in terms of preventing the Soviet Union and communist forces from penetrating into the larger Middle Eastern region. So Turkey used to be a kind of frontline state within NATO.
So what about Sweden and Finland? The two countries have long maintained military neutrality. For Sweden, it has been more for ideological reasons, while Finland did not want to provoke Russia, which it shares a border with. However, things changed after the Russia-Ukraine war broke out. The two applied for NATO membership to guarantee their security.
It's Sweden and Finland who need NATO and not NATO needing Finland and Sweden. But despite that, we can also clearly assess that with Sweden and Finland as NATO members now, or Sweden upcoming NATO member, the Baltic states, which fear a Russian potential attack, are more secure now.
For any country to join NATO, all members must agree. In the case of Sweden and Finland, though, Turkey and Hungary objected to their application. Turkey accused Finland and Sweden of sheltering terrorists, particularly the PKK, an armed group blacklisted by Turkey and recognized as a terrorist organization globally. However, in June last year, Finland and Sweden signed a trilateral memorandum with Turkey in which the two Baltic countries declared that they are committed to ease a weapons embargo against Turkey, update the counter-terrorism legislation, and extradite persons Turkey believes are involved in terrorist operations. Finland kept its end of the agreement and swiftly joined NATO in early April 2022. Sweden, on the other hand, did not deliver its promises. Instead, tensions between Stockholm and Ankara have heightened due to Quran banning incidents in part, which Turkey says are hate crimes but covered by free speech right allegations.
Süreç güvenlik sisteminin provokasyonları engellemeye yetmeyen bir yapıda olması ve NATO'ya daha fazla güç değil, sorun getirir bir görüntü çizmesi açıkçası stratejik açıdan, güvenlik açısından da bizi düşündürüyor.
We have seen that in recent times Swedish courts and the Swedish justice has taken steps against the PKK and FETÖ in its country and has launched several cases, and the law enforcement was ongoing. But it needed some guarantees that this will continue. The main issue was, and the main Turkish hesitance was, what after Sweden becoming a NATO member? Will this attitude against terrorism continue, or will they change back to their previous habits? And here I think the summit was very crucial in ensuring Turkey the necessary security guarantees.
Turkey also secured several other concessions in return for allowing Sweden's accession to NATO.
So I think Turkish approval of Swedish accession to NATO will play a positive role in the context of Turkish-American relationship. So it's going to be much easier for President Biden to convince the skeptical congressman not to oppose the sale of F-16 or other military equipment to Turkey. So this is a very important achievement. And with this decision to say yes to Swedish accession, Turkey has also once again proved that it is a staunch member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is a member of Western international community.
There's also the question of EU membership. Turkey attempted to join the European Union in 1987, but after repeated setbacks, talks to join the political organization stalled in 2018. President Erdogan has now linked Sweden's bid to join NATO with his country's accession to the EU. However, analysts are on a collision course as to how the NATO saga will affect Turkey's EU accession.
We have the issue of Cyprus, and then additionally, Turkey is the biggest country in Europe. If Turkey becomes a European Union member, it will also be the biggest country in the European Union and thus dominate debate in the European Parliament.
With this decision, Turkish authorities have also wanted to give a very strong message to their European counterparts, because as part of this compromise solution, Turkey expected Sweden and other members of the EU to re-energize the EU-Turkey accession process.
Turkey will soon propose Sweden's accession protocol to the Turkish parliament, which will then vote on its ratification. However, no particular schedule for Sweden's instant membership has been declared.